Ooh, fire that bad boy up. I can hear the flame.
Yeah, this is good. I like this torch.
Yeah, torches are cool. So, good morning. Welcome to 2brosPodcast, episode 4.
4.
Or as I like to say, 4.0.
4 dot.
4.0.
4.0.
As you can see, we're mic'd up and headphones, and we're trying to get a little bit more technologically savvy, as we say.
Savvy.
Savvy is the word. So, how was your day? Yesterday. What'd you do Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, what did I do? Yesterday, I was pretty much nothing. Woke up, we bought, my wife, she's lost like a significant amount of weight over the last year.
I see. Very fantastic, too.
I think about 140 pounds or something.
That's impressive, man. That's...
But one of the consequences of it is that her wedding rings didn't fit on her finger anymore. They kept sliding off and whatnot.
I know that.
So what she decided to do was to get another wedding band so that she could put it on that would fit her finger, and then the wedding ring, the one with the big diamond, the one that I think I'm still paying for.
It's a washer.
Right.
You made a washer.
Made a washer so that it won't fall off anymore. So we went and picked that up.
All right, that's cool.
So
you went a little ring shopping.
Ring shopping. And I actually bought myself a ring too. I don't have it because they have to order it. So
she wants another ring coming on our 20th anniversary, and she wants to get
20th. Wow.
20 years, man. Yeah. I don't know how she puts up with me.
That's props to you. That deserves a cheers, man.
Cheers.
Years coming up.
Cheers to her. Really, I mean, me and not easy, but it's one of those things where you're like, you look back and go, whoa, and obviously Toronto's 23, so
right.
We've been together way longer than that, but
right.
but kudos to your wife as well. She's doing an awesome job with her lifestyle change and all of that. So that's good. But yesterday was pretty fun. Speaking of that, my partner Super Mario and my T-shirt partner, he proposed to his wife yesterday.
Oh wow!
To his,
okay.
Lady yesterday, so they finally got engaged.
She said yes, right?
Yeah, so we made a cool shirt that says "Will you marry me?" and put check boxes on it and says yes, no, maybe, and left them open and gave him a Sharpie, and then so
that's cool.
we missed the whole
just the reveal.
Yeah, when they did it, and then we just got there later because we were like party hopping. So
right.
My other bro Dre, Eats by Dre, shout out to Eats by Dre. He had his August Martin class of 84, 85.
Okay.
Reunion in the park right here in the back.
I think I was 86.
You 86? Yeah, you had to be 86 because I came in. You were 4 years apart, so
yeah.
I came in at 86. You left, right? So, but not Martin. I went to Van Buren, but
yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So they had a barbecue out in the park, so I went over there to help him out after I left the shop yesterday, working on some teas and stuff. But very, very interesting week. Went to the Yankee game. See my hat.
Oh, for a guy that has, you've long said you're not into baseball and stuff like that. You thought it was boring or whatnot. You had a great time.
I had a fantastic time.
You enjoyed yourself. First of all, the spectacle of it. This was your first time in the new Yankee Stadium.
In the new stadium, yeah. I've been to the old one, but yeah, first time in the new stadium.
First time in the new stadium. We pre-gamed at Stan's, which was fun.
Great. Stan's was a great bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people just go there and not go to the game.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stan's was awesome. We had a great time in there. And shout out to my man Jeffrey Allen, DJ Jeff, who hooked us up with those tickets. And
thank you, sir.
Yeah, he was awesome. And he didn't even make it. You're going to hear this, but we're going to get on you later. So the interesting story with Jeffrey Allen is, and you'll remember this name. I don't know if you remember. I posted a picture of Mrs. Allen from PS 118. So all my PS 118s.
Okay.
Assistant principal.
Okay.
Looked like the black lady from Josie and the Pussycats with the afro and the megaphone. She had the super megaphone.
Okay.
She was a mean son of a bitch.
Allen.
Mrs. Allen. You remember Mr. Hollander?
I remember Mr. Hollander.
Okay, his assistant was Mrs. Allen. So I posted a picture of throwback.
Yes, tall, skinny. She had glasses.
She had glasses.
Yes, I do. Yes.
She had a little fro, and so I posted the picture, and I was like, anybody remember this? You remember either got some good memories or some bad ones.
Right.
But hey, that's part of growing up. And Dre hit me back and was like, "Oh, that's Jeff Moms," and I'm like, "What?" Now, this dude we've been hanging out with a while. I know him a couple of years through Dre. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait. That's your mother? And he was like, yeah, that's... So Miss Allen was, she was a mean fucking megaphone. Fucking that megaphone, boy. That, woo! Everybody get it! And it was like, that megaphone comes on, and then Miss Johnson and Miss Bell.
I remember Miss Johnson. Miss Bell was a very, very classy woman.
Yeah, she was classy.
I remember. She was a very classy woman. Miss Johnson was
mean bitch.
Like she was spawned by something you tried to like bury because it was all evil.
And if I'm not mistaken, they smoked. They smoked in the school. Like they had a teacher's lounge. They could smoke.
And they would
cigarettes.
smoke, and they would come in smelling like, especially Miss Johnson.
Smoked.
She smelled like cigarettes the whole time.
Cigarettes and a fucking apple or something. Like she always had some peppermints in her mouth or something. But I remember there being a teacher's lounge where they smoked.
And they would smoke, coffee and they smelled like the good old days. You could just like smoke.
Good old days. And fucking lead paint on the wall. So
yeah.
Those schools were built like fucking prisons. I mean, but
hey, that's the whole. I remember Mrs. Allen. She would embarrass me with that megaphone because when I was in 118, I had a crush on a girl named Marguerite.
Who?
Named Marguerite. She's now, since we still keep in touch, like every once in a while we'll see a picture on Facebook and stuff like that. And she's now recently married and what have you. But I had a
shout out to Marguerite.
Absolutely. And so I would, it became like a thing where like everybody knew that I liked this girl.
That you were crushing on this
girl. And I had a little crush on her. And so Mrs. Allen, anytime I would walk the hall, Mrs. Allen was around, she had the megaphone.
Yeah.
And she would go in the megaphone and say, "Marguerite's not down here, John. Get back to class."
Just a big megaphone.
Exactly. Ooh. And I just like it broke my heart when I was just me and my fragile, and I had this huge curly afro, and I think I have the chubby gene because no matter what I do, I'm always gonna be chubby, and so this despondent kid with now I'm embarrassed, I'm upset, and I gotta saunter myself back to class.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to figure out how we can go live on this.
I'm used to it.
What?
Whatever.
But yeah, she was fucking mean, man. She really had a.
We need more mean teachers. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
I miss mean teachers. I mean, now that we're adults, and we see kids now, I wonder, like, if teachers are teachers still mean?
Yeah, I don't. Well, we're not in school, so we wouldn't know, right? So I don't know if that applies. But when when Niche was in June, I mean, what do you call it? Preschool? I mean, not preschool. Grade school, elementary school.
Right.
She was accused of bullying.
Niche?
Yes. My daughter. And we got a call from the district or whatever, and they was like, "You guys got to get down here. There's a crisis, like the world was coming to an end." So naturally, we're like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" We thought something bad happened. We thought it was like, "Oh man, what's going on?" And then lo and behold, they told us that that our daughter has been. Well, I don't know if this is even working like it should be, but it's just gonna record. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna count down and then it's gonna.
No, it's recording.
Oh, it's recording now. Okay.
Is it? I think so. Anyway,
all right.
So it's just they called her for bullying and shit, and she was, I was like, what do you mean? What is this? How could she bully somebody? How could anything? And they go, well, she's got a little group, and they're all together, and they're like, like can't play the reindeer games. Okay. So if you're not with her, you're against her.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Oh, yeah, you drop your...
That's all right, my ash.
Yeah, ash.
I'll clean that.
Yeah, so I was like, what? Like, and they was like, yeah, she's like the ringleader. She makes them do, like, scavenger hunts and go find Sarah's glasses and bring them to me. And like, I'm like, no, I don't think she does this. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it's a little far-fetched. But lo and behold, she had, like, this little group of, followers, I guess, or whatever else, and they would just like, but the seats in the cafeteria, to my understanding, 8 seats or whatever it
Right.
was, and okay, 8 kids are sitting there, and they're not benches where you could scoot over. They
Right.
were seats. And she's like, "Look, there's no room. Like, what do you want? Well, we can't sit with Anicia's table. We can't." I was like, "This is crazy. Like, you guys need to fucking do your job. The teachers need to be involved
Right.
here, and stop. Make them stop. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't know what you want her to do, but she's just being a kid."
Right.
So I don't know what they really were after, but it was a big thing in District 24 here in Valley Stream. They were all, bullying is a serious offense, and we think you should talk to her, and blah, 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 blah. So you know, just being a little stern on the teaching, I think they just need to toughen up a little bit.
Yeah, because there's a difference between bullying
Yeah.
and kids figuring out, I guess boundaries, if you'd say.
Yeah.
There's a difference between bullying and that, because then, well, I don't know. What the hell am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Like, there's like bullying is like a targeted thing. Like, you are targeting somebody because of whatever reason. It makes you feel better, or it elevates your status.
Like in the It
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Those old kids
Those
were
one
all
kids,
bullied.
right.
They were like the bully kids of that town in
Right.
New Hampshire. And everybody, but those kids were the kid with the mullet.
Yes.
And he was a bully.
He was a bully.
He was a
straight
bully.
up, right.
I don't like you. Like, I don't like you just because you're
Right.
walking by and you want to assault somebody or beat them up or whatever. That's pretty.
They actually tamed that. They tamed that movie down
Really?
a bit. If you read the book, that kid who was a bully was like far beyond what they demonstrated. This kid, the kid had a refrigerator that he kept outside, where he had dead animals
Fuck.
in it that he would kill. If you remember the scene,
I saw when he was hanging and they were shooting at him. or
Right,
something.
yeah. Spoiler alert if you didn't see it, but the thing when he was getting ready to shoot the kitten and stuff like that and stuff. He would do that on a regular basis, and he would keep the animals in a fridge.
Oh, fuck.
So this kid was even worse than what was depicted.
Yeah, they only showed like one little section of him
Right.
being weird and
Right.
just bugging out, with shooting cats and whatever
Right.
that was. But yeah, man. I mean, like teaching is really tough. It's got to be tough.
It is.
And they at one point told. I remember we go to parent teachers night, and we went there, and the first thing they were saying was if she gets tired, she could take a nap, and if she doesn't finish all her homework, just write a note and say, she'll finish it tomorrow or whatever. I was like, no. My wife was nuts. She's the scholar in the house.
Right.
She's the collegiate one, and she went nuts. Like, no, we don't have timeouts, and no, we're not
Right.
doing it tomorrow.
You got
Like,
shit to do. Do it.
do it. And they were like, oh, the kids, they get so much pressure and this, and I was like, listen, I'm sorry,
Well,
man.
then don't give homework. Then.
Right.
Then
Right.
like, don't give homework and say, but you don't have to do it.
That
Well, then don't give homework.
that really bugged me the fuck out, and I was like, I'm taking some of the bass out of it, but I was blown away. I was like, how could you even offer this? Like,
Right.
why is this an option? Like, because at some point, my kids, I don't think they have the option that some of these other kids are gonna have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, no.
Yeah.
I refuse that.
Right.
And but the kid, my daughter saw it as, hey, they want me to chill out. You guys are pushing me too hard. Like, now we became the pressures.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, but the school doesn't care if I don't do it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was shitty. I thought that was super shitty
Right.
of them to even offer that suggestion
Right.
and kind of like undermine parenting.
Right,
Like, they
right,
were
right,
undermining
right.
how we parent.
Right.
And I'm like, no, she's got to do her homework. Thank you very much. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll take it from here. We can handle this.
Right.
So that I really, the school system, and I guess because we're not in it. Well, Ron, he's teaching now, and,
Right.
and so he has a interesting perspective on it. Maybe we'll bring him on one day and talk about it, because he's, as a young man, being a teacher's assistant, a teacher's aide,
Mm-hmm.
He comes up with, can't do this, can't do that. Oh, I wanted to do this, but I can't do that. Really, there's so many rules for these guys, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel, not sorry, but it's like, man, you got rules on top of rules on top of, you can't do this, can't do
Yeah.
that, and like, come on, man, like, really?
Makes you wonder if I wonder how many people homeschool their kids.
Yeah, but can you? I thought certain states couldn't do it. Could you do it anywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the rules of. Anybody knows the rules of homeschooling? Hit us up. Interestingly enough, I mean, I think school. Yeah, if you did school at home, I mean, I don't know how you would get the accreditation or the.
Yeah, I think I guess I'm assuming that there's like some long process you got to go through, and there's some curriculum that you do have to follow. I think ultimately it has to be approved by the state's board of education or something like that, or whatever. But if that would have challenges in it too, because you have to separate. Yeah, you have to separate school from home. Like how you are as somebody who is teaching you something at a certain period of time. Yeah. Like you can't just like saunter down in your underwear, ready to. Okay, it's time to go to school. By the way, let's do this. Oh, but I got laundry downstairs. Oh, I got. I mean, you can't just like that. That would interfere with it.
So there's a discipline. I mean, that's almost like working from home.
Right.
I can't do it as much as I'm not as effective as I am when I'm at the office.
Yeah.
I could work from home. I can get things done, but I mean the discipline of just being in your underwear and coming to the table, and I got conference calls and stuff, and I just do like you said, put the top on and not the bottom.
I got friends who work from home, and they said they literally they get up, they get up, go to the gym, whatever they do, and then they actually leave their house and do something. Right. Go to breakfast, go get coffee or whatever, and then come back in, so that you trigger yourself psychologically to say, okay, now I'm at work. I'm going to work now.
It's a discipline. I mean, no doubt. I mean, remember we were talking about that at your dinner, and there is a discipline that you have to be very disciplined to do it. And you just can't just wake up. Work from home, and even your setting, like the way your computer's set up, at a desk, versus in your bed or whatever else. I can't do it. I really can't. But shout out to those that can. But yeah, so the week was, I mean, pretty weird, pretty action packed. Having the Yankee game on Monday.
We actually had an interesting 2-3 weeks because before, I mean, well, when you go back the whole month. Well, we started the podcast. We met our cousin from Australia.
Yeah,
we didn't get a chance to talk about that. Met our cousin from Australia.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which was just oh my God, how do you even
how
do you live like that? Everything Chad does, he does at 99.9%.
I mean, this guy is unspeakable, and his mom's watching, Jen is watching, and just the fact of from Australia, that's the other side of the world, I guess, and where the toilet spins the other way, and people can't fathom that. So, I mean, he's an interesting character, and people look at the photos and they're like, okay, you guys are related how? Mm-hmm. And so to trace our roots back and have someone from our mom's side really pop up and be in New York and really get to experience New York, and we take for granted, right? We take for granted New York. Like, we work here, play here, and people come here like a destination, and I'm always like, why? Like,
right.
I kind of don't. Here? Yeah, I don't. Shopping? Like, how much can you shop? Mm-hmm. And I always feel that New York doesn't have enough attractions, like zoos and stuff. But then,
but we live here and we see it every day. That's why. If we decided, sometimes you have to treat your home every once in a while, like you were a tourist.
Yeah, staycation. I mean, we've done that. Me and the wife have done that for our anniversary. We hung out in New York. Yeah. That was during the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Ooh. And we went to BB King's. They were showing the fight downstairs. It was really cool. We stayed in a nice hotel. One of my clients put us up. He was like, stay at my place. I won't take it any other way. Mm-hmm. Had a fucking guy in the room with a piano. And in the room.
In the room?
Yeah.
You had a suite?
Yeah. It's like, hey! It's like...
See, I'd like to...
Yeah, I'll leave now. Yeah. He's left just we're waiting for you. He was in there all the time, and then as soon as we got there, goodbye. What the fuck?
You had your own theme music,
It was insane. It was really fun. It's too big for just us to hang. We've done it a couple of times, going on vacation, had these great suites. I get hooked up, and sometimes it's fun, but it's it's just the two of us. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
don't need this. We don't need. I would. And if every time I want to do something like have a party and do all this stuff, everybody's like, no, we don't got no deals for you, no nothing. But if it's on the humble, just me and my wife, it's easy to sneak through and kind of just get some things. But people always ask, can you get hotel room? Can you get discount? No. I'm a contractor. The tile guy didn't get a discount.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. The room. If everybody got a room, if the 3,000 people working on a job, they can't give everybody a discount or whatever else. But, so Twitter, so now we're on Instagram, 2brosPodcast on Instagram. We're on Twitter, and we're gonna hit you guys from every angle possible. Spread the word. We've had some interesting guests, but we're back to our roots on episode 4, which is the 2 Bros. We've had, like you said, we've had a great week. We saw family the week prior. We hung out with our family on Dad's side this week.
Right.
Went to Carmine's. That was my first time at that Carmine's.
That's right. Yeah.
86th Street, which was really nice.
They got. I was surprised at their wings.
The Scarpo wings.
They had great wings.
The wings, they were great.
With great blue cheese dressing.
It was good.
Fuck you if you use ranch dressing on your damn wings.
Ranch is not an option.
Who? I don't know. Somebody.
Because it's white? Because
it's white and you put it on salad, I guess they think it's, okay, you could use that for blue cheese. That's sacrilege.
That's fucked up.
That's sacrilege. And ranch I don't even like the taste of ranch. Ranch, to me, ranch dressing smells like if you were a truck stop hooker and you had to clean yourself up for the next client. That's what ranch dressing smells like to me. It's just this like attempt to be nice and to attempt to be fresh and smell. It's horrible. And I just don't like
Jesus, I keep telling
ranch dressing is nasty. Don't put ranch dressing.
keep up with that shit.
No.
It comes with blue cheese.
Destroys the phone.
Blue cheese.
It's supposed to be with blue cheese. I know some people like ranch. Okay, great, you like it. You want that nasty truck stop hooker smell in your mouth. You hear me? Fine. We can hear you fantastically.
And on that note, we're going to pause for a break.
Pause.
So where were we?
We were talking about truck stop hookers smelling like ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing. Man, that is just a bad fucking. That's a. I got nothing. I got no comeback. I got no comeback from that at all. I don't know what it would. What a truck stop hooker smells like. But
I won't divulge my history, but I just never mind.
Large Marge
sent you.
Large Marge sent you.
With her truck stop hooker.
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
That was I saw a shirt that had Large Marge on it, and I immediately wanted that shirt.
I saw that again. Pee Wee's. Did we talk about this in the first podcast, or were we just talking about it? Period. Well, I saw that again, and it's pretty fucking good. A good movie.
It's a great movie.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure
is a great movie. It just goes from. It was very whimsical with these towns, like there was the studio town built. Everything had playful colors in it.
Right.
It was a great movie, man. We were talking about great movies. This people that just don't understand like different types of comedy, right? There's all types of different comedy. I mean, I'm not a fan of the. I used to be, but I'm not a fan of physical comedy.
No.
You know what that is? Like where a guy just stubs his toe.
Yeah, like
and,
prop comedy, And he stubs his toe and then he falls on this one thing and then it causes a construction site to fall.
Yeah. It seems like I remember every decade had one of those, right? So you had the 70s, you had like what's his name? With the white hair.
The white hair?
Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin, yeah.
He was a physical.
He was a prop comic, yeah.
Yeah, he was, and then you had who else was it? Who came after him? Well, then you have like Chris Farley, like that guy, the fat guy. This guy would stub his toe every time, and
fall on stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, everything was that Three Stooges kind of slapstick.
Right. Which is sometimes it's funny, but I don't know.
It is funny. It's just over exaggerated. I don't like it when it's over exaggerated. I really think it's just like, okay, really, you stub your toe and the water splashes in your face and you can't move your face and you just
Right.
But I don't know. I think people just if you don't like it, like you just watch it and you go, not my thing, and move on with
Right,
it. I mean,
right.
there's no living behind it, and just this was stupid. This was the worst. And now they have on Amazon. They have all the old stuff recolored and stuff. So they have.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching The Honeymooners. Yo, we watched the first season of The Honeymooners. Me and Key watched it on Amazon.
Is it in color?
No, it wasn't
okay.
color because I had a problem watching Three Stooges in color. It just didn't
Just
do it for me.
right,
Didn't do
right,
it for
right.
me. I was like, wait a minute, what? This guy had on a seersucker suit, like but I guess in black and white it was something else. But no, we watched the first show of The Honeymooners, and it was a different Alice and it was a different Trixie.
Right.
You remember that?
Right.
I
Yes.
didn't remember that.
Yeah.
And so when we watched it, we were like, but they were so angry. It's fucking Ralph. Ralph was maniacal. They fought. They were mean. I mean, you talk about like me and my wife was like, man, they're so violent. Like they're just like gonna kill each other. It was like domestic violence. It was like, I wish you'd jump out the window. And at the end, I love you, baby.
Uh-huh.
You know, no matter what they did, I'm looking at it now, going, were they trying to like show? You know what I'm saying? Were they trying to? This is television. This is 1951.
Right.
So were they trying to promote, at least in the household, that everybody has these arguments?
Right.
But at the end of the day, kiss and make
At the
up.
end of the
and
day, you love each other,
right.
and it's not. There's no too
It
bad.
it was so. I mean, every episode, and they were shorts, because if I'm not mistaken, and Ralph played characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ralph played different guys.
Yeah, he played different guys, yeah.
He was the delivery guy. He'd leave the room and come back
Yeah.
and that's stupid, like with a little stupid
Yeah,
voice.
it was they reconceptualized it because I think they tried to do it as like a variety show type. I mean, like it was a sitcom, but sort of. And I don't know, maybe he just didn't have money to hire anybody.
Hire people,
so.
do it yourself, yeah. But I think it was. Remember, he had like the Jackie Gleason show,
He did have the Jackie Gleason
and maybe
show.
this was a skit.
I think the Honeymooners.
Was
I
a
think
skit.
that was conceptualized as part of the Jackie Gleason
I think
show.
so. I think
kind of
so.
like how the Simpsons. Remember the Simpsons was a part of Tracy
Tracy Ullman.
Ullman's
Yeah.
show.
And what, 35 years later? I mean,
It's still great. I love Homer. You know why I love Homer Simpson?
Why?
Because Homer Simpson he has no
filth.
chance in life. He really is. Like, he really has there's no redeeming qualities about this man that makes him say, my God, are you really gonna how are you gonna live in society? You're moronic, you're kind of stupid,
Repugnant.
you're a repugnant dude, but the only thing about him is that he accepts the responsibility he has of taking care of his family.
That's
And
great.
anytime that comes in conflict with anything else, it tears him apart, and he gets into action to make things right for his family.
That's interesting,
You
man.
know?
Because this guy is. You're right. It's a great show. I remember following it as growing up, and it was like stupid for some people. That's what we're talking about, right? It was stupid for some people, but then for some people, it was like, wait a minute, no. And people have shown that the Simpsons have predicted the future several times.
Well, it's satire.
Yeah.
It's gotten away with satire, and for some reason we've gotten away from that.
Right.
Like the Simpsons and shows like Family Guy and there's a couple others like on cartoons in which they satirize society. Like they had this one of
Smithers.
the right. I mean, one of the episodes they had something called the Rich People's Mall. They said this is the Rich People's Mall, and like when you walk in, it has a sign that says Rich People's Mall. We don't discriminate, but our prices do it for us.
Ooh.
So
Ooh. You're right. Satire is a way to, really say what's out there,
Right.
what's on your mind, and really, I think it's some sort of a voice, and I think you get away with it because you could use these funny-looking characters, right? These orange people, that,
Right.
which barges on that question you said before. Are what we talk about? Are human intellects ready to interact with non-human entities?
I don't know.
We talked about this in the bar the other day.
Well, like what you talking about, like artificial intelligence?
Yeah, I forgot how we started the conversation.
Well, we were kind of drunk.
Well, that happens at a bar. That's kind of the bar worked. Why go to a bar and not be drunk?
The bar worked. That's a great word.
The bar worked.
That's a great word.
Hey, this place works. You get drunk in here.
Exactly.
You go to a hospital, you get fixed. You go to a bar, you get drunk.
Right. You go to the mechanic, your automobile gets fixed. You go to a barbershop, you have less hair. That's how that shit's supposed to work.
But yeah, I think using cartoons has always been a great way to get a point across. I mean, if you go back to growing up watching cartoons, if Tom and Jerry didn't speak, when they started talking, I really didn't like it.
Yeah,
after that. When they were like friends, I didn't like when they were friends. I like when they fought each other and chased each other through eternity and whatever. But that was classical music. That was dun, 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 bling, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
That's a good point, yeah.
It was all music.
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up listening to music for gestures and nods, head nods, you know, digga, digga, digga. You know, you're like, pum, and all these sounds that we come up with, we've, you know, kind of marginalized ourselves with the Pavlov's theory, right? With different sounds meaning certain things. You
Right,
know,
and it triggers certain...
They trigger certain things. So I guess, you know, that's what a dog... You know, when you talk to your dog, and I talk to the dog, I'm like, hey, Casper, you know, hey, and he listens, and he's like, and then he does what the fuck you talking about, man? Like, and I'm like, wait, you understand me? And he's like, you know, he has a reaction, but like in the Planet of the Apes, I mean, are people ready for that? I mean, are you ready?
Are we ready for apes?
We're just ready for
to compete with us. I think the question we had was, are we ready for if like another species demonstrated a certain level of consciousness?
Zooplankton. We were talking about
zooplankton. Yes, zooplankton. We were trying to figure out what zooplankton was.
Yeah, this new species, and are we ready for a new species? Can we share this planet with another? Because we're fucked up. I mean, humans are fucked up. We have too many choices and decisions and rules. So I guess the evolution of thinking is just like unheard of for another species. But then I guess dogs think. I mean, you take a dog sits in a window and goes,
yeah, but can they interact? But can they interact in the way that that they can do anything? Like, can they build something?
Posable thumbs. I don't think they have posable thumbs. I'm gonna fix this fucking camera thing. It's driving me nuts.
What's wrong with it?
It just keeps dying. I'm gonna just plug it straight.
All right.
And we're not.
Are we still recording? We're not recording.
We're recording.
Oh, we're still recording. Okay.
Recording on the pod.
All right. Well, people do it to put out their music too.
Yeah. It's great for bands. It's great for. It
begs the question: like, do you need radio, or do you need record companies?
I say no.
You know, I mean, I think a lot of people have figured out. Say, wait a minute, you're kind of like in the middle.
You're in the way.
Like, okay, you can get me 1 million sales on something for publicity, but you know what? I can pay for that myself, and I can get 400,000, which is all me. Yeah. And I know that I have 400,000 people that like my music, and I can actually communicate with them directly.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's so today now. I think that's so what the average person has figured out. I mean, I think the internet is not to blame, but I think the internet is the reason for it.
Yeah.
It just really, it made a lane. People.
And you wonder what like some of the bigger artists are going to do in the future, because Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift does not need a music company now.
No,
she doesn't need a company to distribute and publish her music.
No.
You know, Kanye West doesn't need that. Beyonce doesn't need that anymore. You know, if Beyonce went on Twitter and said, "Hey, you know, send us your email or whatever, send us your Twitter account, and then we'll send you my next album."
Right, of course. People would do it.
Right, exactly.
People would do it. That's what I mean. Like the Rage Against the Machine has happened.
Great band, Rage Against the Machine. Love that band. You were never a Rage Against the
No.
Machine fan, were you?
No. Only when what's his name, the RZA worked with them,
Mm-hmm.
that I even knew they were a band.
Oh, great band. The dude that put it together, he's I think he's Harvard Business School.
Really?
Yeah.
Those silly podcast kids. So where were we? Where were we?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Me either. Sorry.
That doesn't matter.
No, doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter. Did you watch any of the that fight that was last weekend? That
No.
Canelo and Glennie Golovkin fight.
No. Any good?
It was a real good fight. It was a real good fight, but the guy Golovkin got jerked in the judging.
Golovkin?
Yeah.
So I don't know who these guys are. I don't.
Canelo Alvarez and Glennie Golovkin are probably the two. I shouldn't say the, because I'm not that much into boxing. But these are two like premier fighters. These are probably two of the best and the most hyped guys in boxing right now. Boxing has gotten a resurgence, because the talent pool is getting so thick. I think boxing is trying to figure out, well, what are they going to do to promote their stuff, and so that people are interested in boxing.
Wow. So
because everybody was interested in the McGregor Mayweather thing. And then a couple weeks later in Vegas, when you have this other big fight, which is a huge fight in boxing, it didn't have the same attention that the other fight had.
Yeah, but that I think. Ooh, ouch! Wow, that was really bassy, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's on the thing. We can mix with that.
Oh. Anyway, but I think what happened with the fight was, the media spectacle that it was, made people. Oh, that's where we were. Does music need record companies anymore?
Right.
Do they need to have? If someone can go use social media, the platform, can like Beyonce come out and just do a, hey guys, I'm putting something new out. Go here and get it. And I think yes. I think no. We don't need these big companies to do this for you anymore now that the game is so accessible, and which makes me think of the right. Are the record companies gonna get smarter and
attempt to sabotage it and say that, hey, you kind of do need us because we can do X, Y, Z. But then it becomes a choice. Then it becomes an option. Like if you're an artist and you clearly are talented and you can put your stuff together. Well, do you go with this record company that can create a higher platform for you?
Yeah.
But do you decide to stay within the realm of something that you can control, that you can dictate, and like I said earlier, like if you're gonna hit like 250,000 fans, well, you have these 250,000 fans, and that's like a direct feedback to your stuff, So I wasn't crazy about this album and stuff like that. Right. So you as an artist have like a direct link to a fan base.
Well, isn't like what's this guy, Chance the Rapper? Isn't he like that? Like,
I think so.
He's very he doesn't. You don't pay for any of his music. Like,
right.
He gives everything away for free, and he does everything through merch and shows and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty freaking ballsy and daring. But it's also genius at the same time. You build such a fan base that now when he puts something out, like if he puts a real album out in the store and says, $5.99, he'll go platinum every time.
Right.
He'll just sell 1 million copies because he's got 1 million people following him for free.
Right.
So
and you just keep putting out content. You keep putting out content because what good is content? If we find out, and I'm sure we will, that Prince has like another 200 songs in his
wouldn't that be nice?
In his arsenal, but he just didn't, he wasn't able to put it together and package it and distribute it. Well, what good is it sitting in a vault?
No,
if you can't just like send it out to people and see what their reaction is, or what sticks, what doesn't stick.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I mean, people having unrecorded material and you just sit on it and you just have it, and maybe you're in your moment, right? You just do a thing, and he didn't like it, but somebody would have loved it,
right?
Someone would have heard that and go, "Oh man, this is just crazy!" Like what he's doing. So I think the Rage Against the Machine is real. Like people don't need the engine of the big record company, the big
Right.
guy to tell you how to do what you're doing already, and promote you, package you, and put you out there. You could do that yourself, and the phony packaging is over. Like, people don't, the box. What's on the outside of the box is just like, come on, really? We've all the Cracker Jack toy at the bottom, or the
right. Because people don't listen to music that way anymore. I remember when we were kids, if something came out, like you had the album jacket, you had the cover, you showed your friends, hey, the new thing came out. Let's, like, people don't get together and listen to music. Like, you get 3 or 4 friends together. Hey, I got the new thing. Come on over and we'll all listen to this together, and we'll read the line notes and stuff like that. No, you do it you see it on their YouTube channel. You see it and you share it. You send somebody an email, send somebody a file. Say, yo, I just heard this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that seems like every episode we find more things that we lost.
Yeah.
And what we don't have anymore because of, I guess, the computer. So, I mean, this is the Terminator. This is the...
That's right. That's what Terminator was all about.
This is the fucking go to the future and tell people, don't fucking do Twitter. Don't do it.
Yeah, because what if this laptop decided, hey, if it started to think for itself?
Yeah, but it's doing that now. It's fucking...
Well, yeah, but then it becomes a thing. Well, what do I need you for? What do I?
No, consumers.
This is a higher form of intelligence that I, Mr. Laptop, has decided to engage in.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like in the way of me doing that. You want me to send these damn pictures, and you want me to do all this stuff, and that's like a waste of time. I could be doing other shit. So
yeah, I get what you're saying. I hear it, and I'm afraid of that. I'm very much afraid of that. But I think the mechanical part of the human fuel factor is going to take a long time to get rid of human fuel. Like, you still need people, like you said, to build things, to do things.
Right.
There are mechanical building. I've witnessed it on construction jobs where a machine, they cut this machine called the bricklayer. It's fucking insane. And it built a foundation with one guy at a joystick, and people should be scared of that.
Right.
Workers, steel workers and concrete workers, they should be afraid of that machine, or start learning how to fix them.
Right.
Learn how to program them, learn how to use them, because that is coming regardless, because we keep tinkering. And as long as we continue to tinker, we're going to create new gadgets.
Automated cars. Self-driving cars. I think like 55% of people 55 or 60% of people list driver as their occupation.
Yeah.
So what if cars get it automated, and if you own if you are a delivery supply delivery.
Yeah, I'm
person,
scared. I'm scared of that.
I don't need 15 a fleet of 15 drivers. I probably just need 2 guys to make sure that these routes are done okay, and maybe another couple more guys to make sure, like, if there are mechanical issues, they get taken care of. But I can send this thing out and deliver it, and I don't need another 15, 20 guys to do it.
But like okay, what's this Marxism, right? Karl Marx.
Yes.
Now everybody made him like just as bad as Hitler, for Christ's sakes. I mean, his teachings was you were a communist or whatever, or you were Marxist, or they even created an ism, right? Marxism, or whatever.
Right.
And when I read some of his books, pamphlets, or some of excerpts from, I cheated. I can never read a whole book. You're good with that. I can't do it. I go to sleep. But I've read some sections of it, and it was really kind of smart. It was really about people should, number one, should never work for a place they can't buy the goods or services that they do. Like, they should be able to afford the same services they work for. So if you work at a hotel, you should never be at a point in your life where you're saying, I can't afford to even come here.
Right. But the problem with Marxism is that what Marxism fails to recognize is that the laws of distribution and consumption are almost universal, and they always tilt to excess of a minority. For example, you probably experienced this in your job. I know I experienced this in my job. 90% of the people, 5% of the people are doing 90% of the work.
Yes.
That other group
is
doing, and that that trickles down.
For sure.
That trickles away. So when you create wealth, it's always it's something called the Pareto distribution. It's something called the Pareto distribution, which means the laws of distribution always tilt towards a majority of the output is produced or gained by a small percentage.
I could
like look, we've got this podcast going.
Right.
There may be like 5-10% of people who are getting billions of attention on their podcast.
On their podcast,
the like big guys like the Joe Rogans and
right.
the Marina Franklins and
right.
people like that. And then there are guys like us who get like 40, 50 likes and stuff like that. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah. But I still think that the crave for balance is never gonna happen. I mean, people that want things to be even keel.
Well, that's not. Yeah, that's
it just can't happen. I mean, you need spikes, you need peaks and valleys, you need, mother necessity and creativity, and you need to keep creating. And so, but what happens when you scale that to what we talked about earlier and having more technical balance and less human interaction? So this is kind of what has been our theme all the time. Is that balance just as important, or does there need to be a balance, and what is it? Is there a line that says, too many people are using computers, well, let's stop them?
Well, then how do you do that without becoming totalitarian?
That's what that becomes an ism, right? Somebody says you guys are all for annihilate, like that douchebag guy,
the nihilist.
Yeah, the annihilist.
Yeah, how do you preserve a sense of, like, if you want something to be equal?
Yeah.
Well, at some point, that has to be. You have to enforce that.
Yeah.
And so, well, it doesn't matter. So what you produce doesn't matter because our goal is equality. So if you and I produce something.
Yeah.
And we've determined that everything's going to be equal.
We make lemonades.
Right. But you make 75% of the lemonade, and I make 25% of the lemonade.
Right.
But we've determined this is going to be equal. So the rewards for it, we're going to split 50-50.
Right.
Right. Now, at some point, your 75%, you're in a sense giving away that other percentage of work that you're doing.
Yes.
To me, who's not producing as much.
Right.
So is that fair? Is that fair for, in a sense, me to be taking from you if we've decided that things are going to be equal?
So it's more self, like this. You have to, because some people genuinely put out more, right? Some people output more because that's their style, that's their work ethics. And some people kind of hang back and lay back and go, all right, well, if this guy's going to mop the whole floor, I'm just going to stay right here and look like I'm doing it because I don't. And I think it just is. I think it's personal. Like, you personally have an ethic that you've somehow. I don't care what you're going to do. And I'm okay with the split. I'm okay with the lemonade split because I can't stand still. I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bore myself. And I'm okay with the prop. So I'm saying let's do more so we can have more profit or whatever.
Right.
And if you're ever at the point where you want, then don't be in business with someone else. Be a self-entity. Right. Be your own thing and say, no, I don't want to share anything because this is my own fuel. This is my own.
But you can't because we've made a societal decision that everything's going to be equal.
Yeah.
So that everybody's going to share in everything equally. And it happened when you attempt to collectivize things. And that's what happened in the Soviet Union when they attempted to collectivize everything. So all of a sudden, all the food and everything was all collectivized. And the reason why some people were more successful than others was because they said, well, then that's because of corruption.
Yeah.
So the reason why these farmers, there was a group of farmers called the kulaks.
Okay.
In the Soviet Union.
This is the
Stalinistic area, Stalinist era Soviet Union, and they were the kulaks, and they weren't any they were like high-ranking serfs, and so, but they worked, they produced more, so they had enough to that they can have maybe a couple of employees or stuff like that, and they produced and they worked more. Well, what they did was they convinced them that the reason why they're getting more is not because that they're putting out more, the reason why they're getting more is because this is corrupt. This is a form of corruption. Because you, Mr. Person who's working hard to not get, you're doing the same thing that this person is doing.
Yeah.
But never mind that this person may be a little bit smarter, maybe a little bit more ingenuitive, maybe takes a little bit more risk and stuff like that. So, and what they ended up doing was they ended up collectivizing everything, and lo and behold, millions of people starved to death and stuff like that. They even had their posters that the Soviet Union created, telling people that it's morally wrong to eat your kids.
It's fucking...
Right, because they had caused a starvation to the point where, everything you did, you had to give over to the state so that the state could redistribute it and distribute it in their minds equally. So somebody goes out and they pick some grains of rice, maybe pick up a few more so that their families could have it. Well, somebody always, and anytime you have those totalitarian societies, you always have rats. Rats are going to rat you out to the government and say, hey, that person, he's supposed to give up all of his rice and he's hoarding some of that rice. Right. So here they come and then they take you off and they take you to concentration camps.
That happens in every grouping, every social grouping. There's always some, we call them haters, or there's always some troll that's tells on other people, snitches, rats, all the others. There's always somebody that lives below the line of, or doesn't play fair. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's... But if everyone's online, who's making the bread, right? Like, if everyone's online waiting for something to be served, who's doing the work? I mean that, and I think school, mighty how we 360 back to school or 180 back to school. School seemed to me later now. I always felt, well, I didn't know then, but now I feel that school was only programming us. In public school, for that matter, programming you to be a working citizen. To work.
Yes.
Go to school. Get on time. Have your tools. Be prepared.
Sit in these organized rows.
Yeah. Do it the way. Right. Get your little star. Right. Get your little gold stamp.
Respond to this bell.
Bing. Quitting time. Eating time. Eating lunch. I mean, it was a programmed mental...
To be a factory.
To be a human fuel. Right. And so people just that went against that were not people that went against it. Like, let's just say the what do you call them, the short yellow bus people, or the like the
short yellow bus people.
Remember in school they always had the special ed.
Oh, okay.
The special ed class was small, and it was about 10 motherfuckers, and then we all know guys that were in special ed. But that class always was like, okay, just put them in the closet. They just don't count. Right. Like, so society has always wrote off a small section of people that just said, hey, we could deal with them. Right. But over the time, that class got big. Right. And then they started saying, well, now they're the customers now. Let's feed them. Let's make them customers. They're big enough to have their own group. Now let's give them the drugs. Let's make them the customers, too. We can't just... 10%, 5% is not write them off, sit them in the corner, and we manage them. Now they're saying, wait, there's 30 of these fuckers. We need to start getting some money off of this. So now let's give them medicine. Let's give them this. Make them a customer too, and they just became a different grade of customer. So I think the programming of school was, was that. So it goes to conspiracy, but. Was that architected? Was that designed?
I think so. I mean, I think it was designed for what you needed. It was designed for what you needed. And when you talk about the industrial age of this country, the industrial age boomed, and we figured out, okay, well, if we have a certain amount of people producing a certain amount of things, and if we can create a certain sense of order in that, we can be more productive and we can produce more widgets and stuff like that. Okay, well, how do you get that person to do that? Hey, let's go back to as far as when they're in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, get them used to the idea of, standing in line, responding to this bell and
with a tray,
stuff
stand
like
with
that.
a tray and wait and just order.
But, I mean, it's now it's not. I don't see how that model can sustain itself.
No, not today.
Today. I don't see how it can sustain itself consistently.
But that's the house of cards that's crashing now, because that system is so no one follows the rules anymore. No, I mean, look at the dropout rates in
Right.
schools. Look at people being successful without going to school.
Right.
So that goes to this, even keel
Right.
thought of like people saying, "Man, I don't need this. I'm just gonna go out there and get it. I'm gonna do it my own way."
Universities are starting to like. There are a lot of professors who are like, you know what? It's good because now universities have become these like breeding grounds
The
for
gig is up, man.
people who want to claim victimhood and stuff.
Right.
And they're not being taught anything.
No.
So there are a lot of professors who are going, well, wait a minute, we could do this online.
Yeah.
Why do you need to give your money to this institution
I agree.
to teach you shit? And
It goes back to what we said, homeschooling and getting the accreditation. Like how do you
Yeah.
do it? So there's some institution, but I saw a documentary on David Rockefeller family, right?
okay.
And it goes back to how he created the university. Like literally the college system was part of what you just said, the industrial complex, and how to get people to do this and how to get people to build and borrow. Okay, he's got all the money, then they're going to need to build and put another factory over here. But instead of me buying it and doing it, I'm going to get him to borrow the money from me and let him go build it.
Okay.
And let him raise his people and let him. So in the thought of helping society, he designed and architected an orderly fashion of how to do it,
Right.
and training the people at young ages was part of it. So this Mind Comp thing, or this, or what do you call it, like this MK Ultra type of programming,
I have no idea what that is.
that's the born supremacy type of thing. But talking about how people are trained to react later, they use it in science fiction and movies, but they make it dangerous. Like, oh, you say a word and now you're going to kill the prime minister.
Oh, okay.
But in theory, it's real because it's being lunchtime.
Spawn, right.
It works. That
Right.
stuff works. Over repetitive and training and teaching. So I think in the grand scheme of the architecture of it, it wasn't supposed to be a bad thing.
Right.
It was supposed to maintain
Right.
order and etc. And I guess as
Now
the
we're-
abuse and corruption and everything else, people
Yeah, we're seeing it's not necessary now.
Right.
It's not necessary
Yeah.
for certain things. I mean, that, in the universities, if you're going to do like the hard sciences and like engineering and stuff like that, yes, I think you do need a formal structure by which you learn things.
Sure.
But if you're talking about like humanities education and stuff like that, you don't need a school for that.
If you go back to when we were kids, encyclopedias ruled people's houses.
Yeah.
There were 50 fucking books, and all of it was garbage. All of it had print. It was dated. The time it was what? Now the information free flowing comes
Right.
so fast that you couldn't look up something in an encyclopedia. I mean, if you proofed the encyclopedia now and just looked at it and then like fact checked it and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could come up with quite a few things that go, well,
That's kinda biased.
Kind
That's
of,
kinda-
yeah, that's an opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that was some Britannica. Who are these people?
Right.
The Britannica
Britannica. Yeah, I remember.
Encyclopedia
I
Britannica.
remember I bought them.
And-
I remember I decided I was going to get a set of encyclopedias over getting a car. I said, yes, I need this knowledge. I don't need to get around, not realizing that, hey, you know what, if you can get around, you could probably give yourself more opportunities to do other things.
Books.
I didn't think that way. I said, let me get this knowledge.
I mean, it was. Oh man, it was just a lot of information
Yeah.
in those books.
But you
And
don't need that now. You have
No.
I mean, there are resources that you can just find. Now you definitely should not be one of those people who
Google everything.
Google everything. I mean, at some point you got to
Google
find
doesn't make it right.
Right.
Googling something is not fucking.
it doesn't right. It
That's
doesn't,
not investigating or finding it out.
right.
Like,
it
it's
should
one
lead
way.
you. It should lead
Right.
you to other sources of information.
Right.
That you should be willing to investigate and stuff like that. But
Well, it's funny because we had a conversation in the house, and my aunt was looking for some soccer for her kid or whatever else, and my wife tells her, Google it. You Google everything else.
Uh-huh.
Google stuff you need. Like, stop Googling stupid shit. And who makes iced tea and who where to Walmart and where's Walmart and all this other stuff. Google stuff. Where's in your community who's hosting soccer tournaments and she's like, yeah, but she even said, how will I know if it's real? Like, how Oh,
No.
It was the same way you went and bought something
Right.
from Googling it. You bought it, you paid for it. It's no different. You still got to do your due
Right.
diligence.
You still gotta investigate
You got to
it.
find out. But that's one way of finding out, not the only way. Gee, if they get rid of this thing, what are we gonna do? Like,
I know, right? If we,
sorry, it doesn't. There's no more Google. Like,
yeah, right. You got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, yeah. Go call somebody.
You got to figure it out on your own. You got to get your own. You got to get your own instructions, directions.
I mean, what
on
if?
How to? How many times do you, like, if you're going somewhere,
Yeah.
and you don't know where it is, how many times do you just say, well, I'll Google, I'll put it in a map thing or whatever, and just figure it out, as opposed to, like, trying to figure out, you know, like ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'm at point A. How am I getting to point B? Or do you just go and do it, and then, you know, when you get to a point where you just get on your phone and you just...
So interestingly, last week I was in Toronto, and I had to go somewhere. I was staying at a different hotel. I was on a different side of town. Never been there before, but I'm like, hey, I don't care. You know, I'll figure out my way. And the CN Tower, which everyone knows, the pictures, you see it. I'm like, okay, I know where that is. And I know where I need to go in relationship to that. Now, the thing is round. So you could be on one side of it and not know, but then the water's this way. You know, it's right by the lake. So it's south. If you go in looking at that tower, you're south, north is behind you, etc. So it's international, even though it's just a couple 300 miles away or whatever it is. It's still expensive to use the phone because you're in a different country. So I don't use my data and all that other stuff. It's expensive. So I said, you know what? I'm going to fucking find this place. I'm going to find it, and I'm just going to crawl, look through the buildings, use my landmarks, because I can't keep looking at my phone and walking. I'm walking, and I'm like, I'm missing everything. Like, I'm missing where things are.
Right.
By looking at my phone and, just turn here, go left, go this. So I said, nope, I'm going to put the phone away and I'm going to walk. I got the tower in my sight. As long as I can see that, I know where I'm at. I'm kind of dodging and weaving. And I found my way to Union Station, which was, it was fucking 8 blocks away. It was like, what?
It was like right there. It was like right in front of you.
It was like right there. And I was like, okay. So I knew then. So to answer your question, recently I've done it just to prove it to myself that I didn't need the thing. I was like, I can find this.
You can find it, right.
I can find everybody else finding things.
You can find it. You can figure it out.
You can figure it out. I mean, people in New York, I don't know how people say New York is confusion. I mean, the streets are numbered.
Yeah, it's a grid.
They go up, they go down.
Yeah.
But the numbers go up, you're uptown. The numbers go down, you're downtown. But I don't know how people in Brooklyn get around.
Yeah.
This is mind-boggling to me. How people in Brooklyn, Utica's this way and that way.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, what? How? Like, if you don't know it, I mean, I'm assuming they know it.
You have to know it,
You
right.
have to know it. So I can't get around in Brooklyn. I don't know where I am in Brooklyn. I am lost in Brooklyn. Anytime I'm in Brooklyn, I'm like, the street. Only if I'm in Flatbush, because the ABC.
Yeah, it's ABCD.
It's the alphabet.
Right, it's alphabet.
But other than that. So what else is happening this week? Our boy Trump is really bugging the fuck out. This dude is triggering off. I mean, like somebody just posted, what? When did this North Korea thing like really become a problem? Like, who cares what this guy does over there? And the fact that he can push buttons and I guess the sanctions, making sure that he can't eat and no one can do business with him and cut off his banks and literally putting him on is what he's mad at. That's what the Kim Jong-un is mad at. He's saying, hey, man, stop telling other people not to do business with me. But if you remember, that's kind of what fucking got Saddam Hussein killed. When he said, listen, I'll sell oil to anybody. Because, when you buy oil, you have to buy it in U.S. dollars.
Right.
You must trade in U.S. dollars. It's a global thing. And it's like, who made us in charge? And it's like we get a commission. The U.S. gets a commission for every barrel of oil sold. That's insane. So when Saddam Hussein was like, fuck this, you could buy it direct from me. I don't have to go to the United States. They're not my friends, so fuck it. I want to sell it to China, and who's using up all the fuel now? China.
Right.
They're burning oil like crazy. They're firing factories all year long.
Yeah.
They're just cranking shit out. So they're the biggest customers, and I guess Russia's sitting on a bunch of oil and all this other stuff. So I guess the consumer commodity of, buying and selling and just trading is making it crazy for this guy to be like, hey, cut this guy off.
And Kim Jong Un or Il, or I can't remember which one he is, the guy with the funny haircut. The thing is about him having nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
And developing nuclear weapons. Now, if you look at the history of what happened to places that gave up their nukes, it's kind of not good.
Not good.
It's kind of like if you gave them up, say, hey, give these up, and we'll protect you. And no, we're not.
It happens in every fucking cowboy movie.
Right, exactly.
Give me your guns.
That's right. Give it up, and then we can talk.
Now I'll shoot you.
Now, exactly. So I think one of the things he's doing is like, look, I've seen what y'all do to people who give up your shit, and I'm not doing that. Now that doesn't make him. He's a dictator, and he's starving his people, and he's throwing his people in jail, and stuff like that. You ever see
the interview?
Louis Black, this comedian named Louis Black.
Yeah, I like him.
He has this bit where he talks about North Korea. And he says he got these pictures of North Korea, and everything is in. Thought all these pictures were in black and white, and he asked somebody, so why are all these pictures in black and white? And somebody said, no, they're not in black and white. North Korea just looks that way. Ooh. So it is just a like everything is about the military. Everything is funded for the military, and you know, apparently I guess Dennis Rodman loves it. I guess because he's got a friend, and so he says, hey, this Kim Jong Il, the guy that's been killing people and killed his uncle, you know, so he's not that bad of a guy. You should give him a chance, you know.
Yeah, but I think if Dennis Rodman said that about anyone,
you go the other way. You go the other way.
Hey, can this guy come over and hang out with us?
No. Simply because you're vouching for him.
Yes. I think that guy's really strange, an alien. I think he's, what is it, a truck? But anyway, these guys are just weird, and they're really doing some weird shit out there. But I don't know, man.
Well, it's gonna be, if I understand correctly, I think there's gonna be a huge onus on China and Japan, to say, hey, you know, you got to rein this dude in,
right?
You know, because he's in your line of sight. And I think Kim Jong Un kind of like wants, he wants trouble.
I think so too. But
You know.
but I don't see this ending like, oh, okay, we're cool now. Like, how? There's no reverse in a lot. I say that all the time. Like, there's no reverse when you escalate something to the point, and you threaten, and you really threaten. There's not a lot of backing up that happens after this. There's no, okay, I was just kidding.
Say, hey,
I don't want to fight anymore.
We didn't think this through.
We didn't think this through. You really are a nice guy. Glad we came to terms. There's really no going back. So what now? Like, what's going to happen?
Because if you play this forward, let's say this does become a military thing. And let's say we do go and mess around with North Korea. And so now you've, in a sense, liberated all of these North Korean people. Well, they're going to China, they're going to Japan, they're going to South Korea, and they're pretty much saying, "Hey, no, we don't need all these." There are people in there are stories that of people who like get out of North Korea, and they go to South Korea.
Which is Seoul and places we know.
Right. Which is Seoul, which is a very, I mean, South Korea is absolutely beautiful.
I've flown to Seoul before to get to Japan. And I flew to Seoul, and I didn't stay and see anything.
I did when I was in the military. We were in Seoul, Korea for a couple of times. It's beautiful. Their technology is like is far beyond anything we've seen. I think between them and Germany is probably like the best. It's probably the best technology driven societies and whatnot.
Really,
and but. Those people from North Korea who defect and come to South Korea, they can't function. And they said you can easily point out somebody that was in North Korea because they can't. They simply just can't function in a free society in which, okay, well, what you do is up to you.
Well, this is like people coming home from jail. I mean, guys that come home from jail, spend 20 years, you have a hard time adjusting to society because they just done things a certain way all their life. So I mean, it goes back to the Pavlov's theory of the training and the getting up and the beep and the horn and all that stuff. So
I'm curious about this truck. I'm
take a look. Take a look. Take a look at what it is. See what's going on. It sounds like a school bus to me.
It could be.
This is not going to end well, and I pray for those people. I mean, anytime you see innocent people getting bombed and all this other shit, like, I mean, do we really want a hydrogen bomb dropped on anybody for anything? Like, you go back to, was it Hiroshima and all that? Those fucking pictures are horrible, man. Those things are just, those people, I don't think they forgave us for shit. I mean, that payback is a motherfucker, man. That's coming one day, man, like something. Because these we fucked them people up, man. You drop this bomb for whatever reason. Two. Whew. People morphed heads and fish, looking like amphibians and all crazy stuff, Agent Orange and all this other stuff, but people just do weird shit, man. What else is there? Is supply guys?
Yeah, whatever it's going.
Nice. Comes up.
It does come up loud.
Because he's behind us, right? He's in the yard here.
Yeah, he's gone now. He's out in the street.
Oh, so he went this way.
And it's warm as fuck out here.
It's hot.
Jesus
it's like
Christ.
a beach day.
End of September. Yeah, it is. I mean, we're getting our because August was it wasn't a typical August.
No.
But it's warmer now than I think it ever was in the month of August.
Yeah, you're right about that.
We had days in August were like in the 60s. We were wearing jackets and stuff.
Rain. We had a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rainy days, but a lot going on. What about the internet? Are you following any of the Kanika Jenkins?
Who? Kanika Jenkins?
Kanika Jenkins, Chicago. This trilogy murder. Bad situation. My heart goes out to her family. Young lady was murdered.
Okay.
And stuffed into a refrigerator in a hotel, a freezer. And they found her frozen solid in the freezer. But what made it so crazy, which is a witch hunt, is that there's been people, everybody's a fucking CSI agent now, and they're all on the internet and they're taking the tapes. Now, her friends are the ones that really fucked her up here because they were drinking fucking Molly and putting shit in her glass. They even show, they were live and streaming, live in the party. They rented out a hotel room. Bunch of kids in Chicago, 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-olds.
Okay.
And they were just getting lit in the party, playing Chief Keef records and fucking bopping and dancing. And you see her, ew, what is that? Oh, just drink it, girl. Drink it straight. Bah, bah, bah. Fast forward, they show her fucking roaming the hotel like this, trying to find her way out. She's bumping down steps, falling, and she wanders into the fucking back of house in the kitchen, the culinary section, empty kitchen, and allegedly found her way into the freezer, opened the door and lockboxed the door, closed behind her, and she sat down and fucking died, Now, what makes it a witch hunt is these kids, everybody's on, I found it, I got the video, I got the proof, I got the tape. So allegedly, what's even sadder is that the mom, right? The mom, you hear the 911 call. The mom comes she's at the hotel. She says, my daughter came here with some friends, they were hanging out here, and she didn't come home yet. Can you send a policeman here? Something happened. She says, I know something happened. My daughter, this is not like my daughter. And her friends called. I called. The friends was like, oh, we didn't see her. She left. She was on her own, blah, blah, blah. So the mother had the mother's intuition.
Right. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. And she felt it. And I know my wife does that all the time when she knows she has that feeling. And you can hear it in her voice. And she's talking to the police officer. And he's like, well, he says, you sound upset. You could go home, take a nap. And it's only been a few hours. If she left, last you heard from her was 12 midnight. It's 10 a.m. She could have, the last friend saw her at like 1 or 2 or something like that. So he was like, it's really only been about 4 hours since she's missing. So she's not technically missing. But then he tells her on the phone, he says, you could place a missing report now, but just give her some time. Go home. He said, go home and maybe she's up there in the room now. Maybe she's embarrassed. Maybe she's with a guy. Maybe.
Right.
The fucking 911 guy was, the first thing he should have did was, ma'am, where are you? We'll send a car down and have somebody just, What
harm would that have done?
What harm would that
Right.
have done to just send a police car to meet with this woman outside of her hotel?
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do. It wasn't a black, white people making it all racial. They're making it crazy. Black people in a white town,
Right.
whatever it was, and it was outside of Chicago in Rosemont.
Okay.
Rosemont, whatever. If you go watch the live video, you watch the thing. These people were out there. So they're on live stream, turning up and getting lit and
Right.
doing their little thing, and they're putting this poison in, and he's showing the girl, and it looks like what was happening was the dudes were setting these chicks up, get them all fucked up,
Right.
and they was gonna beat,
Right.
they was gonna smash these chicks out or whatever. And somehow the footage from the hotel only shows her this drunk wandering, and it's clipped, it's edited, it's really chopped. It does look like it was chopped. Then they show the freezer itself. There's somebody that goes to it with a camera and says, "There's no fucking way this little girl, 119 pounds or whatever else, Nisha's size, could pull this freezer door, slide, and when you're inside it, there's no handle to slide it back, so that you have to close it,
You
from,
have to
outside.
close it from outside.
So someone has to lock you in there. You can't do it yourself, even if you tried. And as drunk as she was and fucked up as she was, so when you watch it now, there's people watching talk about, oh, the tape was edited, and they blanked out a guy that's carrying her, and you start ghosting these images, and the more you look, it just gets spooky. It's really fucking spooky. The more you watch it, you got to be a total creep to fucking watch this thing. And everybody's editing these pictures, and then you start seeing people in the reflection of the, and you see two guys running, and it's fucking, it's pretty scary. I say this to say that it's created this whole cult of kids going online and following and being an investigator and all that
Right.
stuff. Now there's people talking about, some government people called their houses and they were harvesting. They picked this girl up and threw her in the freezer for the hotel is
Harvesting organs and shit like that, and selling kidneys.
Yeah. And so Tommy Sotomayor, who I can't stand, but has a big following on his podcast or whatever.
Okay.
He goes, guys, you don't poison someone, freeze them with poison in them, and sell it if you're trying to sell it.
Right.
You're selling bad goods. It's like selling, wasted product here. So I doubt if people on the market looking for Molly fucking Ringwall here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not what they want. But it is a spooky story, and it brings a lot of I guess some controversy to the table of just being creepy. Like, it's just a really creepy fucking story.
Well, what's are you saying what's creepy about it is the actual images of it,
Yes.
or the story itself? I mean, because it's kind of. I'm just curious as to what. At what point did this person get out of everybody else's sight and view? Because if you're making a conscious effort to, let's say that's what it is. These people are making a conscious effort to get these girls all messed up, and their friends are doing it and get her all jacked up and stuff like that, so that they could have
There was
sex
like
with them
15
and
kids
stuff
in a
like
hotel
that.
room.
Okay.
There was like 15 kids in a hotel room, and they were. So yeah, you're right. And what
They went one place and she went somewhere else. Right. At what point did that like somebody who you are attempting to see? I want to see. Hey, what's going to happen if we get her? At what point did you just stop doing that?
Right.
And then they went on their own way, and then you did your own thing.
Right. That's an interesting way to look at it, and I wish more people would see it that way, because the freaking cult thing that's happening. I mean, you type in this word, Kanika Jenkins, and it just goes viral. Like, these videos have gone super viral on how how weird it's gotten. And then I guess what makes it creepy is knowing she passed away, and a life was lost, which is totally. And it could have been anybody's daughter. It could have been my daughter. It could have been, just from a simple part. And you saw her friends, like she was lining them up, as it played out. But then when you go look at it, one of these other guys that was giving his commentary on it, he was like, if you're doing bullshit, you're really, say, saying maybe the friends were supposed to get $2,000 to give her to these Arabs or whatever and sell her body and whatever, make her a sex slave or whatever. Sex slaves. You seen Get Out? Little rail. Sex slaves. So if that was the case, then it's totally fucked up. I mean, and the people that were with her, like, yo, we were kids, we were friends since kids, is, you know, we just grew up, and this is a fucked up thing that happened. And then there's a second story that says that she kind of left with one of the dudes and whatever else, and they was fucking her, and she was stupid, and then she was, you know, a little goofy or whatever else, and she fought back or whatever else, and the guy choked her out, and she either had a heart attack from the thing. Now, what's interesting is the toxicology report hasn't come out yet, and so everybody's like, "Why? Why not?" And now,
how soon ago? How long ago was it?
This happened. She passed away September 6th. This
Okay,
happened
so
September
early this
6th. Yeah, it was this month, and it's been ongoing, week to week to week. So the 911 call with the officer is that's the one that's the worst, because they you know, he's walking through the hotel and he's like, "Oh, Central, we're at the property. We're going to check in zone by zone. We're interviewing the people. They haven't seen her." And then he said, "Yeah, we found her. She's in the freezer. She's frozen solid." Oh, and the guy goes, "Oh man, this is horrible." You know, he's like, he found a kid in a fucking freezer.
That was a police officer.
Police officer.
Okay.
It was a police officer. I believe it was a police officer, and they brought the mother in while she was still in the freezer, and it was like, what the fuck happened to her? Her hair was all shoveled over, and she was disheveled. But the interesting part was they took a few days to release the tape. They released the tapes the week after, a whole week after. And matter of fact, the mother was at the hotel that morning saying, "Can you guys just, I'm asking the hotel, can they just look on the tape and see if they saw her? Which way did she go? Did she leave with someone?
Right.
Did she, you know?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't have tapes. They just told her no. Like, they were so, and I work in the hotel business for 10 years, and I know what can be done and what the protocol for it. And the protocol is, you call the police can get the tape. And even the guy says, "I'm sure we could get the tapes from the hotel." And so she says, I don't want it to wait too long while the tape is fresh. Let's look now.
So the scenario, so the protocol would be if somebody was missing. Yes. And if you want to get access to that tape, it has to be a police officer that he has access to it, or doesn't why not hotel security?
Okay, so right to privacy. Your right to privacy and others. So there are people on there that you can't see, surveil. You can't surveil. You, like, the hotel can for security purposes only, right? It's inadmissible to. You can't just go looking. If you, like, just say, "I think my husband was here cheating on me. Can you roll back the tape and let me see who he came with?" You can't do that.
Right.
So the same thing would be, I can't look and see if Mr. Jones or Mrs. Johnson or anybody else was. It's privileged information. It belongs to the hotel, and it has to be requested by. You have to have a warrant. You have to come to the hotel with a warrant to say, "We need to see these tapes. A crime has happened. No crime was committed yet. This is a future crime. They didn't find the body, so the deed had happened already." This is what's so fucked up about things to prevent. You could have prevented it. They could have somehow not prevented it. Maybe she wasn't all the way frozen and they found her the next day. Maybe she was unconscious. You know, there could have been a time period here. So the allegations are that maybe the hotel security guy, because you're roaming around this big Chicago hotel, no one's at the front desk, no security. It's a Friday night into Saturday, you know, a Saturday night, turn up night, you know what I'm saying? Bunch of black kids in their hotel, renting rooms and partying and stuff like that. Noise complaints, all that happened. Some of the other kids still had rooms there. They were leaving, they were checking out the next day. You know what I'm saying? And so, I forgot where I was going with it, but so the some people are saying, yeah, maybe it was the person who has access to the tape. It got to be a hotel personnel. It have to be somebody in the hotel. Like when I worked at the Crown, and it just so happened to be a Crown Plaza too. It's a Crown Plaza out in Rosemont, and I worked for Crown Plaza too. But the security guys were like fucking. First of all, there's no one sitting watching millions of hours of tape and looking for. It's not a casino. Casino guys do that. They're looking for fucking tricky cards and stuff like that. But in a hotel, you're not looking for that. You're using it to go back in time and see what happened and see what happened. And when that happens, you have to get the police involved, and no one could be implicated. You have to only look for the people you're looking for. They could look over see what kind of people in, people out. But you do need some sort of a warrant or something to get those tapes. So you just don't mother come looking for her daughter. Hey,
Right.
let me go look
Right.
at the tapes. Not like a store. Like even at my shop, we have cameras there. Something happens, the police will come. Yo, you guys got cameras here? We need to see those. We could say no. We could say no. You can't see the tapes.
Right. You need to get a warrant.
You need to bring a warrant and have a tape, and they'll make it bad for you.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But if the hotel manager was nice enough, he said, well, ma'am, let me take a look. I can't let you see it, you know what I'm saying? But let me take a look and see. We'll scan the tapes and we'll let you know. It's hours and hours. Like, that's the thing. It's just laziness. Like, looking over hours of footage is hard.
Yeah.
I get people, they'll send me their kids' tape, right? They play all these games and stuff, right? Oh, Chad, can you edit up my son, make a video like you did for your son, this and that? And
Right.
I'm like, okay, you got to tell me where he's doing. At the 3-minute marker, he takes a jump shot. That's what you got to tell me.
Right.
You want me to watch 4 fucking hours of your kid play around and capture the moment where now you're leaving it up to me to, well, that wasn't a nice move. And they're like, oh, take the part when he goes between the legs and this and that. I was like, that's a fucking, just dribbled the ball. Like, he didn't do anything spectacular.
Right.
But they want it dramatic. They wanted to see, like a highlight clip. And that takes a lot of time. Editing and
That's
going
messed up.
through and it's a terrible story. A young lady's life was lost, and the parents, I think the funeral is coming up soon, and it tore in Chicago of all places. So you have millions of people on these blog sites talking about, oh, justice for Kanika, justice, and their crime rates are so high.
Yeah.
Like it's almost, this balance is unreal. Like, they don't care about shooting each other, killing each other, but when they think there's some foul play with, organ donor or whatever else, now everybody wants to be a snitch. Now everybody's looking on their computer and giving their opinion and this and that. But when Pookie Ray gets shot in the park, no one got
No
tapes,
one got time for it,
no
yeah.
one got no video, no one got that. So that's where I'm annoyed with that side of the search, and everybody's looking, oh, look at this. But when your little babies is getting shot in parks and stupid shit over shoes and Gucci belts, and these kids losing their life over for, now no one wants to step up and oh, there he goes right there, I got him on camera.
Right.
Haha, I
Right.
got him. Go to the police with that. So everybody, this no snitching rule is convenient, one-sided, and not for that. When it happens to your family, you all of a sudden you want everybody.
You
to
want
snitch.
everybody to snitch, right?
But
Right.
when you street rules, oh, we don't snitch, we don't talk to the cops, we don't this and that. When motherfucker breaking your window, you want everybody.
you want somebody, yeah.
Get the tapes, yeah.
That's fucked up.
It is a fucked up story, man.
It is a fucked. I see. I'm still with the. Like, I don't know anything about other than what you just told me.
Yeah.
Like what did her friends do? Like at some point she was with somebody and then she wasn't with somebody.
Correct.
What transpired there?
Yeah, and that's
Like-
what a lot of people go on that too. They all lead to the, y'all are fucked up friends because y'all let her.
Absolutely.
She's twisted, and y'all let her roam. And when you see this video, you're gonna be like, damn. And the timeline has it that she was walking around for an hour. They got her at 1:30, then at 2:30, still roaming around looking for and she's bugging the fuck out. She's goofy on the fucking Molly, and she's trying to get herself together. She does the weave check, keep checking herself, her hair. She's smiling, like kind of like, oh shit, I'm that like that. Oh shit, I'm really fucked up.
That's fucked up.
And then they show like these dudes kind of like lurking in the, the more you look at it, it starts to get spooky because you see people in the background and they're looking and they're talking and this and that, and you think that they're you think that they're conspiring or trying to set her up, and then somehow the tape that came out was chopped and you don't see any of the other people except for some little shitty looking editing or a blue jacket. Hey, sweet.
Hey, Keish.
So it's really weird. I mean, the more you watch it, it just keeps getting creepier and creepier, and it's sad. But God bless Kanika Jenkins and her family. And
That's just fucked up.
yeah, it's just a real fucked up story.
Oh my god. Did you like what? About a month ago, there was this trial of this girl who this guy she was dating was contemplating committing suicide.
No.
And this girl said who
What
he was
city?
with. I think this is somewhere in Massachusetts.
Okay.
the state of Massachusetts. I don't know what city it was in.
Yeah.
So he was, going to kill himself and whatnot and stuff. And the girlfriend said, yeah, do it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I did see this.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And then this kid actually got to the point where he was planning it. So he did. I think he did the thing with the car. He got the
hose,
put a hose in the thing, and he was going to do it. And he actually either called her or texted her. No, he texted her because they got all the text messages.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing it, and he said, I don't, I think the final thing was, I really don't think I could go through with this.
Right.
And her response was,
you
need to be a man of your word. And be a man and just go through with it.
That's horrible.
And that's like, and I think she got like 18 months. I can't remember what the sentence was, but it was like.
But they did charge her.
They
with
did
something,
charge her, but it was a very, very light sentence, and I can't remember what it was. That's evil.
That's evil.
That's straight up evil.
That's pure evil, man. You got to be really evil to do some shit like that, man. But I don't know, man. This is really weird. I don't even know how we got on this weird topic from Kim Jong-il to.
But evil people.
Yeah, evil people. Evil people. There's no good could come out of that, man. And there's no reversing it. I don't think evil people turn good. Like, hey, I'm not bad anymore. I'm just.
Hey, I'm just trying to.
I don't know if you
open up an ice cream store. Just want to live my life.
Well, I think people, bad decisions, like we said before, people make bad choices. Mm-hmm. That you could recover from. You can kind of correct you if you recognize, hey, man, this was just a bad decision I did. I should have never, did this or did that. We got a friend that, we know that, just got sentenced, killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? And in a rage and some kind of it was in the paper and everything else. And I won't say his name, obviously, but people know who I'm talking about. He nobody, like, there's a story that happened, like, and it's kind of what you just said. Like, what happened? Like, what happened to that point of no return? You know what I'm saying? And evidently I guess he felt threatened or whatever, and his family felt his family was threatened or whatever else, and he took care of his, he was sitting in jail for the rest of his life probably because of that decision. And, that's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's not all the way, I guess that's not all the way evil, like reaction.
Right.
There's a difference, and I think that's what people get confused with, like morally. Like, you gotta live with, you killed somebody. Like, if you live with that in your head all day, you killed someone, it can't be easy. I mean, I have way more things on my conscience that drive me not to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I forgot to take the batteries out last night. I forgot to charge the camera. Wow. So, I don't know, man, but there's some real weird things out there, but definitely good conversation.
Oh, yeah. Conversation.
How's your cigar?
Cigar is good. I love cigars.
What is this? So we talked about why I don't like cigars, right? And I said all my friends like cigars. My boys, they want to watch football and smoke cigars and eat leftovers, right? And I'm like, I don't smoke them anymore because I found myself only smoking them because my friends smoke them.
Okay.
And it was cool, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like, we were grown-ups, we smoke cigars, but I wasn't enjoying it.
Right.
Like, I really wasn't enjoying it. I got no taste out of it, and I used to smoke a shitload of weed back in the days. And I'm like, if I'm going to get something, I want a buzz. I want something. I mean, I don't want this little just swirl around a smoke in my mouth. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do this no more. I don't like them. They don't bother me. I like the smell of them. They don't bother me. But I wasn't getting anything out of it, and I found myself doing it because my friends were doing it.
Else was doing
and I was like, wait a minute, never was the bandwagon guy that just do shit because everybody else is doing it. So I stopped. And I said, no thanks. I mean, it's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with not having it. Everybody's like, oh, you don't smoke cigars? You don't like... No, I don't fucking...
Yeah, just... too many people, and I can't say this is about your friends or not, because I don't know. I think, because I don't know many of them. Yeah, I don't know a couple of them. These are the guys that like the flavored cigars, though.
They do like the Hennessy.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
To me, that's like if you like a cigar, You should like a cigar because of what a cigar is.
Well, I'm the same way about coffee.
Not
I
because-
don't like fucking flavored coffee.
No, right.
I don't like flavored vodkas. I don't
Right.
if you like it, you like it. I don't.
Right.
So I think it's the same kind of thing, right? Like
Right.
cigar
I don't
is
want.
supposed to be
Right. I don't want it to like one of your friends, like at one of his parties you had here in the backyard. He was like, "So yeah, I just like mine with flavors." I'm like, "What do you want flavors for? Like, why do you want to smoke a cigar and it to taste like mango?" To me, that doesn't make any damn sense. You want a cigar because you like a cigar.
No, my boys do like Briscoe and them. They like they go to Rosario's up in the Bronx. And
Okay.
They get all the different dipped flavors, and I like the aromas of the flavors. I like
Yeah.
when they smoke them and they smell like cinnamon and stuff because I don't smoke them.
Right.
But I'm the same way with my coffee and my liquor and stuff like that. Like,
It's gonna be October. We're gonna get all that fucking pumpkin. Or was it September? But we're gonna
The
get all that
fucking
pumpkin shit. All
pumpkin
that
spice coffee freaks me the fuck out. Let me just start with
pumpkin
that.
coffee and pumpkin beer. I don't fucking get it. I don't.
Pumpkin beer? Just a Blue Moon is a fucking shot in the dark here for me. Like orangey flavored beer. I mean, that really, that's not. I don't know. But what I don't like is coffee. First of all, I don't like having my coffee prepared from somebody that doesn't drink coffee.
Okay.
Like a kid at Starbucks or something. They don't like they'll tell I don't drink coffee. Well, why the fuck you working?
Why you making my coffee?
Yeah, so that's why I think calling you a barista last week making the Irish coffees was interesting because those guys like really fucking love coffee. Like they know the different grains and the beans and all that other shit. And I'm a little romantic for that because I like a roast. I like a different blend.
Right.
But this is freeze dried Nescafe or whatever else, instant. I'm not. Oh, this is taboo. You'll drink it or whatever else. And now I don't do any sugar. I drink it black.
Yeah.
No sugar, no milk, none of that crazy stuff. But to put flavor in it and French vanilla coffee.
Yeah,
like, or when somebody makes coffee and it's fucking white, it's milk. I'm like, dude, can I get some coffee with my milk? Why would you do this? Oh, it's not milky enough. It's not a milkshake, man. It's coffee. It should be filled to the top with coffee, and that's it.
There's this dude I know at work who he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
Last couple of days from the cold or whatever, and so I'm heading out to the bodega and getting myself a cup of coffee and whatnot. I say, you want a cup of coffee? He says, no, I'm not feeling well. But I tell you what, give me a cup of tea. It's okay, get you a cup of tea.
Right.
And then he says, lots of milk and lots of sugar. And I said, well, wait a minute. Why are you drinking tea instead of coffee? He says, oh, because I'm not feeling well. So if you're not feeling well, but you're going to inundate yourself with milk and sugar, what's the point of drinking tea?
Right.
The point of drinking tea is that you get the herbal thing of the tea and
cleansing, a little detoxification,
some lemon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're just going to douse all that with milk and sugar.
Milk is the word. Milk and fucking sugar bad.
I'm off sugar. I don't do sugar anymore.
It's just bad.
It's
just bad. It's just a bad thing. It's fucking nothing good comes out of it.
I don't do sugar. And every once in a while, I'll like somebody will buy donuts and I'll get half a donut and then I can just feel it go straight to my head.
Yeah.
It's like an instant buzz.
Yeah, it is.
And I go, oh, this is why I don't do this shit anymore because I don't want these highs and lows.
Yeah, that's why I stopped drinking like dark liquors and stuff. That's all fucking sugar. It's fucking like candied apples, man. It's like
Yeah, but a nice whiskey.
I know. I would love a whiskey and a cigar. You know what I'm saying? It's got a nice little touch to it, but there's certain things that just as you get older, you just can't do.
Yeah, you just can't do anymore.
I just can't do
But
it.
you do the vodka though.
Yeah, but
You love your vodka.
I like Tito's.
You like Tito's,
No,
which is
no added sugar.
Uh-huh.
They don't add any sugar. It's not sweet. It's
Tito's did a great job in establishing itself to the point where you don't call it vodka. You call it Tito's.
Yeah.
So you don't go in and ask for can I get a vodka soda?
Right.
What kind of vodka? Oh, Tito's. No, you say you want a Tito's and soda.
Right. I'll say Tito's lime and soda, and they go vodka. No, Tito's.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, it is. It is, and I met those guys out in Austin, Texas. 3 generations, great guys. They were just like really they were really into it, like and they got the tours going on, and Austin's a cool little town. It's really coming up, like very young, hip.
Yeah.
But they're one of the first towns to ban Uber, and they don't have Uber there.
Uber recently got banned in Great Britain, in England.
It's coming in more cities now that they're just getting rid of it, for whatever reason. And now I heard a controversial story about it as a fly. This guy's being annoying. Maybe he likes a cigar.
He likes a cigar.
But the controversy I heard, well, I don't know how true it is, but I guess the guy in the back of the cab I was talking to was like, well, the city lost all the revenue from all these kids, who were to young town, drinking town. Their revenue was so high from just fucking DWIs and drunk citations, and it went to a staggering 0. Because all the kids fucking ride Ubers. Like they were just like, oh, Uber here, Uber there, cars, no cars. And there were no more police getting tickets, no more pulling guys over.
Yeah, but that's
again,
that's
rumor.
That's down the line. I mean, I think one of the things that people are upset about is that Uber you didn't have to get licensing. Like if you drive a cab in New York, you gotta if you want to own your own cab in New York,
it's horrible.
it costs like $500,000.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money
to license your own
medallion
cab.
Or whatever this.
Right, and then it costs you have to get you have to pay a certain amount of money if you are with a cab company.
Yeah, but doesn't it go back to, I love the 180s because it goes back to what we talked about, institution.
Right.
And why do you need that frame, that big taxation
exactly.
to show you how to do it, and you know how to do it yourself?
Well, why? But then why is Uber? I don't know why. So why is Uber? Why are we falling out of love with Uber? But Lyft has figured out a way to do it so that it doesn't.
Oh no, it's both.
That.
But it's both. They ban Uber and Lyft. I just use Uber's become the pamper, right? It's become a brand name of ride share. Right. So you just say get an Uber, but you could get Lyft, you can get Hail, you can get all these other fucking ones.
You ever use Via?
No, Ron uses Via.
I've used Via before. I like Via.
But Ron has something with this. I think it's Via where you get money back. Like you get money for rides.
If you ride a certain amount of times, you get money back?
Yeah, some kind of... He got something with... He's doing this new marketing thing with box groceries and stuff, like waters and stuff coming, like how Amazon has gotten into that space of delivering pantry stuff, and he's gotten into something like that, and it's like signing people up, and then you get points for signing people up type of thing, and you get a free queso, you get a free case of water. Now he's got these nutritional supplements and stuff. I'm like, all right, well, now you fucking... Now stop calling me. Now it's like once your friends get on these pyramid things, you could lose a friend quick with a pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
With those Primericas and...
Because somebody's making money and somebody's not.
5%. Somebody's doing all the work and the foot soldiering and So I don't know if it's anything like that, but you look at, I saw like a meme or something that said, Alibaba has no inventory, but yet they're a $300 million company, whatever. Or Uber, no cars, no nothing. They don't own any garages or anything. No maintenance, no overhead. $400 million. MySpace, Facebook, all this other, only has X amount of employees, and they just sit in front of terminals all day long. Fucking, they don't have property and pride.
I saw an interview with the guy that owns Alibaba.
Yeah,
he's a very interesting dude.
Yeah,
interesting dude, because he basically said, I mean, he's one of the guys that's basically calling for, not calling for, but basically saying, look, brick and mortar is pretty much done.
Yeah,
brick and mortar stores are pretty much done because if Walmart wants another 100,000 customers, well, they got to figure out where they're going to put a store and all that stuff like that.
Strategic layout.
He says, if I want to increase my customer base by another 100,000, I'll just get another server. I'll just get another server, increase the capacity for which I can do online business. I know,
it's so weird though. It's so weird that we're just, microbiotic. Like we just, we're, I don't know. It's just.
But are we creating jobs? We're creating value, and we're creating a commodity.
Yeah.
But are we creating jobs? Look at Google. Google has what, 30,000 employees?
Yeah,
maybe 30,000 employees. And so, what do they do? What do they do with their money? It's a $50 billion company.
Yeah.
Well, what do they do with their money?
Well, they travel, they go places, they buy stuff, they
right. So they don't even invest in their own, in the expansion of their own technology.
You think? I don't know. I don't know that.
It doesn't seem like they're
but
doing
why?
it.
If you 30,000 employees, big number.
Yeah, but
are these people not contributing to society in some way?
No, it's not saying that, but it's saying that when you look at the amount of money that they are worth or creating, but you have 30,000 employees. Now take General Motors. You know, General Motors is worth X amount of dollars, but General Motors employees are hundreds of thousands of people. You know, so do these companies like where are we creating jobs? Should we be concerned that technology isn't creating jobs at the level that we would have to satisfy a population? Or making it available.
Well, that I agree. I mean, because because you have what do you call it? This is derivative stuff. This is thin air. We've created
value.
A value from nothing.
Right.
We made something like what. All of this goes away if people say, we don't fuck with that no more.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, we don't do this, what is this, text? We don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
We call people. It would change the fucking world.
Yeah.
It would, listen, I said this a long time ago, and I'm not saying I'm a prophet or anything else, but I said, bar talk, I was talking to some guys at the bar, I said, propaganda has been there forever, right? So imagine you do this. You say, hey man, we're not driving anymore. We're fucking riding bicycles all over. This is before the fucking bike program. This is before, and I saw it in London. That's why I can't say I came up with it. I saw it in London, and I was like, damn. And you know what the guy told me? He says, yeah, we said fuck these cars. We're not doing it. We're gonna ride our bikes, and the gas prices went down. Gas went down because the supply and demand. It was like, okay, well, fuck your car. We could take a bike here. We could. So now the demand was to put more bikes. So they said, hey, shit, these people, they need. We're gonna give them bike. We need to get in on the bike thing and make them pay for our bikes.
Right.
And then say, hey, if you ride our approved bike, you could ride anywhere.
Right.
So this is the curve that people were looking for. That, but people made that change happen by being more healthy, being more conscious, and you take a cab across the street in Manhattan, you know what I'm saying? Or you could take a bike across, and I've done it from the west side to the east side, and it's not easy.
No, it's not. It could be fucking scary.
Those bikes are tough. They're like heavy. They're really fucking heavy, and then it's the where's the station that I could drop it off at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you want to get rid of this fucking thing. It's like, I got it. They're going to charge me if I don't get it back to
a certain spot at a certain time.
Dock. You got to dock it in. Yeah, per hour or whatever else. So I think people have the ability to make change still.
Right.
And I think we just forget that we are the driving factors, that human beings are what dictates. It can't be the other way around. The computer's not, Amazon's not supposed to fucking tell me I need toilet paper.
Right.
I gotta be smart enough to shit.
I got toilet paper.
It's just fucking Alexa. You went to buy another roll of toilet paper. You should be out by now. Oh, you telling me how much I'm shitting? Like, this is fucked up. It pops up. I think you need another roll. It's been 6 weeks since you bought the 32 pack from us.
Right.
Wow.
We have to be willing to take the things that we want and need and let that translate into our action, as opposed to it being the other way around, where somebody else dictates to us, hey, this is what you need, or we'll make this a little bit easier for you.
But that's what these fucking 30,000 people at Google are doing. They're pushing things to people.
Right.
They're saying, don't you want this? Don't you, like, Alexa's car when it came out would not be anything until the commercials, until people saw it. Like, if you saw it, go, whoa, what was that? It just drove by. Woo. Would you go to the dealer? Hey, I saw this fucking car drive by, and was that it?
Right.
But the ad, luxury, feel it. Or what's the guy, the actor who does the Lincoln commercials?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, I like my Lincoln, baby. It's fucking classic car. Yeah. It just makes people, like, they subside with, I guess, the romantic.
Well, you've created an image.
That's what I mean.
You've created an image, and now you're asking yourself, hey, I can envision myself like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many times have you saw an outfit And you be like, oh, I like that. That look cool. I put that. I want to get that sweater with those jeans and this. And you get it, and you fucking look frumpy and shit. Shit don't fit you the way it fit the fucking guy on TV, the model. You see a guy with it don't look that well on me. It just I don't have the head for it. I don't have the right. It just doesn't work. And this is retail therapy. People go. These chicks with these bags, they see a bag on Real Housewives. Oh, she got the so and so. The Mars bag, you know, from outer space. It's got titanium buckles on it, and fucking only 2 of them made. Well, she got one, and the other girl's got the other one. So you're out. But you create a
demand for something.
Yeah. Weed whacker.
Okay.
Weed whacker. Those guys are fucking annoying. I always say it's like fucking Malcolm X was standing out his window because a fucking landscaper was out there, and he had that fucking gun going. If this motherfucker,
if he fucks with my bush one more time,
I'm gonna snipe this guy. But it's a lovely afternoon. I think it's 12 noon now. Wow.
It's noon. Wow.
12 noon. So go enjoy the rest of the day. It's beautiful out. I'm in Atlanta all week.
Okay. What's in Atlanta?
I got this conference I'm in. I'm speaking at some event.
Yeah,
a hotel thing, and they put me on the panel. So I don't know why.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
You should record some of that.
I'm gonna try. to get some of it. It's hard to be up there and record. And
I'm gonna be in. I'm in Miami this week.
Oh, good. That's good.
I'm going to Miami.
It's open.
Miami's open. Friends. Yeah. They told me. My friends of mine who are down there, they said it's they're going to be some places that have some down trees.
Well, I'm doing a job on South Beach on 22nd Street, and now that they're back open, the project is everybody's like, yo, let's go. But there's no one down there, no tourists are down there. People aren't hanging. They're trying to come back and get back to normal.
Yeah.
But
well, Miami didn't get it as bad as the west side of Florida, like the Tampa area.
No, but South Beach, you know what it was?
And the Keys.
But the beauty thing that with Miami, they got flooded. Like my job site was 4 feet of water, but it's so fucking humid and hot down there. It just evaporated. Yeah. Like it literally, what they were doing was pumping out of the job site and spraying it in the air. Okay. And it just evaporates. Like it's so hot. It's so hot. They just spray it in the mist it, spray it out, and pump the water out, dirty water out of the ground, just spray it in the air, and it just dissipates. Makes it fucking humid as shit. Right. But so our studio was
getting jacked.
But our studio was.
Oh, there's a hole. I see.
Yeah, fucking squirrel came in here.
Fucking squirrels.
I think it was a squirrel, because he must have bust through this and somehow ate the sign. He fucking ate one of the circles off.
Oh shit!
Something happened. It ripped off or something. But I got some handy duct tape. I'll fix that.
Fix this. All right.
Duct tape fixes everything.
Everything.
Fucking duct tape. My friend's daughter makes duct tape wallets.
Oh, really?
It's fucking a huge thing. Go.
Are you serious?
Google it. Sorry
duct tape wallets.
Duct tape wallets is a thing. They buy fucking colored duct tape with cheetah prints on it. There's all kinds of duct tapes now that have fancy fucking these DIY people and stuff. And duct tape wallets is a big thing.
That sounds fascinating. That's interesting. I'm gonna look at that.
My friend's daughter makes a shitload of them. Like, just makes them. I made your wallet. Like, what? And it's the cutest thing ever because it's personal. You know, we don't make shit anymore. You know, remember the old macaroni fucking cigar box with macaroni on it? You make a jewelry box out of it and shit like that. You know, these kids don't make shit no more.
That's interesting.
Duct tape wallets.
Is it a functional wallet? Does it work?
It's you. You got to fucking be nice with it. Like, the person making it has to know how to put pockets in it. Right. And they put, like, they take that. They take a little bit of construction paper, cardboard, and fucking, wow. The hell? Look how he's hovering. And he did something. He opened up his legs or something. That was weird. I hope we caught that on camera. I am filming in 4K this time.
What's 4K?
It's like above 1080p. It's like super fucking high resolution.
Ah, okay.
Allegedly. We'll see. We shall see. So this has been wonderful. This is our first podcast with the audio headset. Our stream should be a lot clearer. So we apologize for any technical difficulties. If you heard the podcast and didn't hear it, or the audio, we're working to improve that. We are creating a GoFundMe page for 2brosPodcast. So if you like the content and want to see more, want to help us get a little bit more equipment and stuff like that, we'd be more than honored. You'll get a free T-shirt with it, with your donation. How about that? 2Bros T-shirts coming to you. We'll have the Two Bros t-shirts, Two Bros hats. We're now on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Where else are we? Facebook.
Facebook.
On our personal pages. We don't have a Two Bros page yet, but we should.
No, we will.
We'll get a fan page.
We will.
And we're going to go live at our next session probably. But you're in Miami. I'm in Atlanta.
Well, I'm back Saturday. So
You're back Saturday.
I could probably do it Sunday.
Sunday we'll be back at it again. So
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with Two Bros Podcast.
Maybe we'll get some theme music.
I'm afraid of theme music because they block it, man.
They block music? Really?
Well, they put claims on it. They put copyright claims on it, and then they'll tell us, oh, you can't monetize this channel because somebody owns that music.
Well, what if we create the music? Down now.
There's our theme music with the lawnmower in the background. Fuck it. Get it.
I think we're about to be attacked. We should sign off.
Yeah. Signing off, everybody. Two Bros Podcast. Peace. Episode 4.
Yeah.
4. 4.
It's Two Bros Podcast on 13 Ghost TV. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave as many messages as you want. I kind of mess up that messages part, but you get the point. So.